Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Garage Golf Simulator. This is TurbodTalon Golf. It is Wednesday the 4th of February, if you can believe it's already February 2026. We're here to play some sim golf, obviously. GSPro will be the software, ProTee VX will be the launch monitor, as always. We've got a new addition to the group here. I don't know if I can even do this with the camera, but Ping I2 beryllium copper irons. Black dot this time. There you go. Beautiful. I did not buff these on a wheel or anything like that. That's just some vinegar and salt. I didn't even use the Tarnex. So we'll be rocking those. The regular Ping I2s are over here, not for sale. They will just be sitting in the garage for eternity. So there you go. We finally got the beryllium copper Ping I2s. They're not the Plus, they're just regular Ping I2s. So I think they're grandfathered in, but at some point in time may have been illegal or something according to the USGA. Players were bitching about people getting too much spin. To which I said, why don't you just go get your own fucking set of clubs and quit bitching about the other guy's clubs? If you thought that they were illegal or they were giving somebody an advantage, don't go rat your buddy out, just go get yourself a set of them. If you're a professional golfer, you probably have access to whatever you want. Crushing It says Purdy. Yeah, they sure are. I've never had clubs that were any color other than like stainless steel or whatever. Have I? Well, these driving irons, these Mizuno driving irons are black. I've got a couple of black wedges, but that's about it. Anyway, guys, you're in for some shitty golf and some even worse TikToks. We're going to play my league that I just re-upped. I saw 2 new courses. I saw Wasatch Mountain Course, Utah, and Wasatch Lake Course, Utah. There are 2 courses down southeast of me, and they are a mountain and a lake course, but they are not Wasatch. So I'm guessing the creator renamed these to avoid any issues with potential copyright or whatever the hell it is. Let's take a look at the round. Stroke play, obviously. Blue tees, 6,300 yards. I chose blue instead of white because I think white was, the white tees were quite short. 55, 56, 5,700, something like that. I didn't like it. Friday pins, 8-foot gimme. We got soft greens, normal fairways. And now I am fairly sure that it is the lake and mountain course that I'm thinking of because they're at almost 6,000 feet of sea level. They're basically up in the mountains over here southeast of me. Stimp 11, wind calm, etc., so forth and so on. Guys, you may have heard me say this already in my last live stream, but I've gone back to the Ping G430 driver and Ping G430 3-wood. There's just been too many technological advances in drivers and woods. I would love to keep using this vintage persimmon wherever I put it and these Ping I woods, but they don't hit as far. It's not that they're hard to hit or they're difficult to make contact with or any of that stuff that people say. It's simply that they do not hit as far and they're putting me at a disadvantage on the golf course. So while I thought I was a purist, I'm not really willing to do it at the expense of 20, 30, 40, 50 yards of distance off the tee. Because you're just asking for a bogey at that point. Like, I'm already not good at golf. I need as much distance off the tee as I can get. Speaking of tee shots, let's tee off on number 1. I've never played either of these courses in real life, so I don't know if they're true to life, but I would assume they're fairly close. And I re-gripped everything with Golf Pride CP2 Pro Jumbo grips. Those are my favorite grips so far. The Great Big Jumbo Max Bryson DeChambeau grips, those are too big. I don't like them. It almost makes you feel like you're holding a softball bat, which I realize is good for some people, maybe with arthritis or something, but it's not really my cup of tea, per se. Anyhow, let us play a round of golf with some of the most iconic and sought-after golf clubs ever made. There you go. I probably overpaid for them, and then I re-gripped them all, so I'm pretty invested into the project at this point. At any rate, let's rock and roll. Got a little bit of wind. Let's just get on the green, which GS Pro refuses to aim at here for some reason. And we want to be putting for par. I'm a 15 handicap in real life. I just want to be putting for par. Not making par, putting for par. I'm not quite sure what happened there. We should have been about 14 yards offline according to the launch monitor, and we were. So it's going to take some getting used to, but we'll figure these irons out. I haven't swung them before now. Offset should be the same as the other ones, the other I2s. Let's see here. We're on a downhill lie, which really stinks. Let's see if we can get out of here. Okay, we should be putting for par. Putting for par, likely making a bogey. I don't know, 22 feet. Old school ping answer club here. Sometimes you can hear it go ping. And aside of the shitty approach shot, that wasn't too bad of a hole. 168, 177 to the pin. We're playing soft greens. We're going a bit uphill. Let's probably try to hit like a 170-yard shot. And hopefully whatever just happened in on the last hole with the jettison off to the left is a thing of the past here. Maybe not. Maybe not. But that's okay. We'll get up there. We'll be putting for par. So that's two that have gone to the left so far. We'll probably get warmed up. I'm going to try to get 2 rounds in. We should be fine by the time all is said and done. 37 yards. Guys, you got to hit better than that. It felt like it was toey and rolled up the club. So now we're going to be putting for bogey. Crushing It says, great grip choice. He rolls with the same ones. Yeah, right there. Dude, I just redid them like this morning and this afternoon when I got home from work. They're still pretty tacky, but we'll get along fine with them. There'll be some growing pains, guys. We're using new grips and new irons. But we'll make it through the night, I suppose. Oh, God damn you. All right, guys, them the brakes. Maybe we can make this for double, or for single, for just a regular old ass bogey. I'm very familiar with this shot. Let's see if we can make it in. All right, bogey, bogey. Yeah, Crushing It says he likes the Jumbo Max on the driver. I didn't give the driver enough time with the Jumbo Max to really evaluate it, because around the time I switched to the Jumbo Max grips was the same time I switched over to the Woods and then the Persimmon. So I keep telling myself I'm not going to buy any more golf clubs and I'm going to quit regripping my shit, and then I do it anyway. And it's getting to the point where I'm running out of room along the wall of my garage here. There are hundreds of golf clubs around the perimeter of this west and south wall of my garage. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to eventually have to start putting the shittier ones in the basement, or make some sort of storage. You guys, I'm trying really hard to shallow out my swing. There's this certain feeling I get when it's gooder than it is bad. And I got it on that shot, but you can see we were still 30 yards to the right, even with a left blowing wind. It's a work in progress. Everybody's golf swing's a work in progress. Best to just get with the program and get over it. All right, let's see if we can jerk this one to the center and not the left again. Let's call that one a W. We're putting for par. The heads are obviously a little heavier. They're mostly copper with a little bit of, from what I was reading, a little bit of beryllium mixed in to harden the copper, because you really wouldn't want to play with straight copper irons. Copper's pretty soft. Now, I'm not a metallurgist. I do not have a degree in said topic, so I may be wrong. Feel free to comment. You guys, that was pretty close to being a good shot. We'll take pars all day. Pars and bogeys will get you to break 90, right? Fourth hole, it's only fitting that we play a shitty TikTok. I don't know what I got for you today, guys. I was taking a dump and out came some TikToks. Out came some TikToks. Because TikTok is indeed Satan's asshole, so it's only fitting that I look for TikToks while I'm taking a shit. Right? Correct answer is yes. Let's see what this lady says about something. She's got an opinion on something. Wow. This one's fucking loaded with awesome. This is Carrie couples nervous system. Carrie looks like a lovely young lady, but I don't really like what she has to say. During sex, you're thinking, if I just get through this, he'll be nicer afterward and we're good for another week. Remember what I just said there. We'll get back to that. And then you wonder why your body wants nothing to do with it, because it learned intimacy is the price of peace, not a place of safety. First of all, you're in a very fucked up relationship if your body thinks intimacy is the price of peace, not a place of safety. That's none of my business. I don't know what happened to you. We're not going to talk about that. This other part that says he'll be nicer afterward and will be good for another week. You're on fucking drugs, lady. Men need sex way more than once a week. I would say every other day at a minimum, every day if possible. Okay? And if there's any female listening to this, she's probably rolling over in her fucking grave saying, I'm absolutely not having sex with my husband or my boyfriend or my whatever once every other day. I will tell you, biologically, we need sex at least at a minimum every other day, right? Every other day. Every other day. It is crazy that this woman thinks that this dude will be good for a week if she gives him sex one time. Okay, I'm not a misogynist. I'm not trying to be a dick. I love my wife. I love my sister. I love my mom. I love my grandmother. I love them all very dearly, but that's not often enough. And the other shit you put at the bottom, you may want to seek therapy. All right? If you're not in a relationship where you want to have intimacy with your boyfriend or husband or whatever, then get out of the relationship and go find somebody that you like to have sex with. If my wife put something like that on TikTok, I would fucking jump out of my skin. All right, let's go. Back to the shitty golf. Back to the bogey golf. If you guys have any opinions on what this young lady said in her TikTok, please feel free to comment. We might be able to get down the fairway a decent way, but we're hitting into a slight headwind and we're going uphill. So all the shitty things that you can have happen on a drive. Well, all the shitty circumstances you could be in for a drive. You're about to see the shittiest thing that can happen during a drive here. Worm burner into the deep rough. You guys, I did not mean that to do that. It wasn't scripted. It just, I hit off the heel of the club. It's a waltz, not a twist, according to Mr. Sam Sneed. Okay, we got a long ways to go and it's on a par 4. We have no choice here really but to hit a low lofted punch shot. I'll try to get out of here, but to keep this shot below about what I can perceive to see is about 4 feet under this tree is probably going to be quite hard. I think the 1 iron is about 16 degrees aloft, so it's a kind of a hard club to hit anyway, but let's see what we can do here. Right into the tree. All right, guys. Let's try the shot again. Not to fucking pour salt in the wound here, but that is about the most gentle ricochet I've ever seen off a tree in GS Pro. It's usually quite bad. Actually, the smart golfer in me is just barking at my psyche right now, so I'm just going to get out of here and stop being stupid. Don't try a hero shot twice in a row. And I was about to do that. So let's just get out of here. That went uncharacteristically far, but at least we have something into the pin now. It's a par 4. So we're looking at probably being 4 to 5 over par after this. Guys, this is the type of hole you never want on the golf course because it just really starts to ruin the mood on the course. Triple bogeys ruin a mood real quick on a golf course. So we're hitting, it says it's above our feet, 136. Let's see if we can get down there. We're into a slight headwind. And I think the only thing we can look forward to at this point, besides this double or triple I'm about to get, is a shitty TikTok, but that's in quite a few holes. Guys, I'm going left on all these, It's not the golf clubs. I'm guessing I need to get used to the grips and the weight, because they are much, they do feel different than the i2 Pluses did. So I would guess this round's going to end up being a throwaway round, but we won't give up on it nonetheless. That is crazy. All right, guys, we're probably looking at more of maybe a triple or a quad, which is unfortunate, and it's going to blow the scorecard up, but it happens sometimes. Okay, 11 stimp, soft green. Guys, that sucks, but we're going to adapt and overcome like you would on the real golf course, okay? 183 to the pin. We got a bit of a headwind. We are not playing that great of golf here today. I'm having some trouble pulling everything to the left, but we'll get it. We got to get the timing down and figure all this shit out. We'll get it. And that was toey. We're not here for the golf, right? Because this is abysmal golf. If I could just stick with one set of irons and one set of grips, we'd probably be fine, but for some reason I got the bug. I can't quit buying golf clubs. And we're hitting pretty chronically short with the wedge. We'll get it. We'll get all of it. Okay, completely switched all of my clubs out here almost. We're putting for par is what matters, so we're going to get out of here with a bogey. No, we're not. That was too soft. You guys, this course is not that hard. It's me. I'm doing it to myself. Okay, there's a double. So we did a triple, then a double. In basketball, that's good. In golf, it is incredibly bad. So let's wash the taste of those couple of holes out of our mouths. We're not due for a TikTok for a couple of holes. And let's hit some golf balls. This is a really skinny fairway. And by skinny, I mean narrow. So we'll probably be lucky to keep it on here, but I will do everything I can. Yeah, it's leaking. If we can, nope, it's not. I should have hit a 3-wood. You guys, we're right behind a tree too. You probably shouldn't hit driver on that hole unless you are pretty confident with your driver. Rough. We're +7 already. Yeah, guys, this is going to be a bad round. But I think the next one will be better after we've adapted to the new clubs and the new grips and all of that horse shit. Another stupid shot. I just want to move the ball forward. You can see how unnaturally GS Pro has you come out of those lies. 40 yards. One left. Good shot. That may be the only thing that saved our bacon on that hole. All right, so little get out of jail free card there. We got to hit 170 to get on the green. Check, that's 181. Not 170, 181. All right, there's a straight shot with the beryllium coppers. That was a little 3-iron. The lofts are even weaker on the beryllium coppers than they were on the I2s. Well, they're all I2s on the stainless, the pluses. That'd have been nice. So we're gonna rake up another bogey here. It's hard to get any spin out of that lie. Even on the real course, it's not GS Pro's fault. Holy shish kebab. We'll take that. Okay guys, let's look at another crummy TikTok. I'm sure this young lady's got something to say that's going to make us dumber than we already were. Okay, this is Lavissa. Uh-oh, every man. So she's pigeonholing, stereotyping. That's clearly not. Well, no, this one's not bad. It says every man that doesn't care about his birthday will always end up with a girl who thinks a person's birthday is the most important day of the year. Incorrect, Lavissa. I don't care about birthdays, and neither does my wife. So your stats are already fucking wrong. Every man will always. I love the generalization. I love the stereotyping. It's my fucking favorite thing ever. Number 8 is a 593-yard par 5. I'm immediately regretting playing these tees, but here we are nonetheless. Let's blast something down the left side of this fairway. Licks and Nibbles says nice putt. I think you mean lucky putt, but thank you, sir. We're playing quite badly here. If I can stick this score and get a couple of birdies and not get any more bogeys, we may be fine, but other than that, it's going to be another classic throwaway round. Okay, I think that was Healy, because it probably shouldn't have circled back around like that. Yeah. Guys, we'll start hitting off the center of the face here in not too long. Just not right now. We still got 308 to the pin. My choices are a 3-wood or a 1-iron. We are in trouble either way because the lie is quite bad. It's a downhill lie. So what we'll do is we'll jack a ball in this general direction with probably a 2-iron and see where we get. Beryllium copper 2-iron here. Good shot, but hung left pretty good. Partly because of the lie, partly because of my shot. Everything's going left right now, but we will get that all cleared up here momentarily once I adjust to these new irons and these new grips. As for the driver shot, I got no excuses. That one went left again, and damn, it's far. These clubs are weaker lofted than their cousins are, but we should be good to go. We're on a par 5. That could have been a great shot, but that's what separates the men from the boys, right? Okay, bogey. Guys, we're having a real rough go here, but I'm positive that things are going to pick up once we adjust to the weights and feels of these new clubs. I'm positive of it. So I was thinking about how people bitch all the time about, some people bitch some of the time, right? I don't like to make generalizations. But some people bitch some of the time about how in our business the government is here in the United States. Hold on a minute. And I was thinking about, for some reason, the Federal Aviation Administration popped into my mind. And why is the Federal Aviation Administration up in everybody's shit? And I started to think, well, I think a lot of aviation, whatever administrations, governing bodies were created because people are fucking stupid. So I looked up a brief history of the FAA, because my father-in-law's got his pilot's license, etc., so forth and so on. I don't really have any interest in it per se. But the reason the FAA came to be is because there was zero regulatory anything in the 1920s for aviation. And people didn't have to have a license. They didn't have to have shit. They were just flying these piece of shit airplanes, and the only requirement was the airplane could get airborne. There was no air traffic control. There was no governing nothing. So you got these people that are crashing airplanes and dying. They're killing themselves. They're killing other people. And they're getting in head-on collisions over the Grand Canyon circa 19 whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes the government is up in our shit, but it's usually because of stupid people. You know? The FAA is one example. There's other shit I don't understand, like why do I have to register my car? Like, why do I need to pay you $150 every year to say, yep, I still drive a fucking car. It's the same piece of shit 1995 BMW 318i that I was driving last year. You know? So, what do you want me to do here? Anyway, that's sort of a brief history of the Federal Aviation Administration and why they came to be. Because people were fucking killing themselves and others with shoddy aircraft and no rules in the skies, right? Fade. Guys, that's headed right for a bunker. Good shot. We should be putting for par. Putting for par. Putting for dough. Stay in the circle. Daddy needs you to stay in the circle, baby. All right, despite my best effort to put some backspin on that, you're hitting out of the rough. You're probably not going to get any backspin. Well, you're going to get reduced backspin. 11.5 feet. Okay. No feel with this putter either. That's my bad. Bogey, 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 bogey. Okay, guys, we're 8 over. We're due for a tick-tock on the next hole. This is a 265-yard par 4. It's uphill quite a ways, so we're going to use the driver, the big dog. We're back to the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Technology's just come too far to keep on using those old wooden clubs. Guys, it was fun while it lasted, but it unfortunately was like a one-night stand. You got to go back to your regular spouse. You got to go back to mama. She's waiting for you. I'm just kidding. I don't do shit like that, but I certainly know a lot of people who do. 41 yards. I wouldn't say that was anything to write home about. That's one of my favorite sayings. Oh, don't. Oh, guys, you would be pretty happy about that shot on the course. We're putting for birdie, which is better than the original expectation we set for ourselves, which was to putt for par. And I can tell that we're not running at a very good frame rate based on the responsiveness of the cursor here. Again, this is the Wasatch Mountain Course in Utah. It's not really called that, though, I don't believe. We've got to hit a monstrous drive to even be on near the fairway here. Well, no, we only need to hit about 260. I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. Birdies, pars, some bogeys should be fine here. Guys, I realize it's a new season, it's the 2026 season, but my original goal last season, 2025 season, was to regularly break 100. Okay, I haven't been golfing for very long. Was to regularly break 100. Since then, I've broke 90, broke 80. Of course, I haven't broke 70. I'm not a fucking magician. But last season was way beyond my expectations. It was way beyond anything I ever thought could happen. And it couldn't have happened without viewers like you. Just kidding. That was some PBS shit there. What I'm trying to say is, my original goal outside and in the simulator was only to ever break 100, and now I get mad if I don't break 80. And it just goes to show how shitty human beings are. All right, guys, this is a 5, par 5. I'm going to hit the 3-wood and see if we can't get somewhere up there near the green. It's obviously kind of a tricky little shot, but I don't think we're going to be on the green. Let's just try to be near it. I really wish that would fade back. Gorgeous shot. We should be putting for birdie or par, depending on how bad I screw this up. These Golf Pride Jumbo grips, it's not the first time I've used them, but they're grippier than I remember them being. It's because they're brand new, obviously, right? That was a terrible fucking chip shot. You could do better than that outside if you handed the golf club to a toddler. So now we're putting for birdie, but it's probably going to be a par. We just need to make sure we go 59 plus 19, like 80 feet. Okay, did the toddler hit the ball too far and it barely rolled outside the circle? That is highly, highly unfortunate. 6-footer. Oh my God, that ball did not want to go in the hole. Let's check our frame rate. Something's amuck here. Hit your F button. With VSync off, we're hitting 40, maybe 50 frames a second. So let's dial the graphics down a smidgen and see what we can get. VSync off, we got a few extra frames. Let's dial the graphics down one more again. That'll be fine. That should be fine. That's going to be a lot better than we were doing before. Did I just see Mortgage Matt is also playing this league? Why? He is. What's up, dude? Mortgage Matt is also playing the league. He's probably going to whoop my ass. We got to go 199 to the pin. Why don't we just try to get on the green? Guys, getting on a 200-yard green on a par 3 is no small task. Stop pretending it is. You're full of shit. That was toey. We'll be lucky to not be in the bunker. I would rather be toey than be hitting shanks, though. I think we can all safely agree on that. Let's get out of this hole and watch a shitty TikTok. Well, what I mean is look at my screen capture of a shitty TikTok. That's fucking trash. Okay, we're putting for par, but we are going to get a bogey here. Don't bother aiming. 52 feet-ish. And you can see that was a quarter of an inch from going in the hole. Let's look at a TikTok. Maybe later. Maybe later. This is fucked up, dude. Let's unpack this one here together. So this is Caleb and Hadassah. That is certainly an atypical name. So this lady is clearly joking because it's her and her husband or boyfriend and their 3 small children. So guys, this one's a joke. We'll kind of give this lady some leeway. But it says, realizing that if I were to break up with my husband, you don't break up with your husband, you divorce him, but that's cute. You'd be able to have every other weekend off. And what she's talking about is 50-50 custody of the kids. If this lady wasn't joking, what I would say was this. If your relationship is so fickle that this thought runs through your mind, that you would rather not be with your husband just so you could have every other weekend off for 50-50 child visitation or whatever the hell it is, find another person to be with. She's clearly joking. All right, that TikTok was fine. I wouldn't say it was awesome. This course would be... I think this course would be pretty difficult in real life. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a mountain and a lake course, and I think my boss has played them both. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, he said to play the lake course before you play the mountain course because the mountain course is a lot harder. I think that's what he said. Now, he could have said the opposite, which would mean that this is the easier of the 2 courses, which is just batshit crazy to me. Anyway, let's hit a golf ball. Isn't that what we're here for? Okay, I thought that we might have hit a straight drive, but it started to kind of trail off there after it was a little bit down the fairway. It's not a bad shot. We do got to compete with this tree. So you've really got to ask yourself what you want to do here. And it doesn't matter because you're too far away from the pin to feasibly expect to be on the green anyway. So let's aim between these trees and hit the 3-wood. And hopefully we don't lose too much distance from the ball getting knocked down. We may have hit a collider. I don't love this lie, but we're like, I think we're almost pin high, so it wasn't too bad. Let's pretend the trees aren't here. Not sure you'd rather even play this lie in real life or not, but we know we need to go 30-something yards. I'm going to count that as a W. I think we're putting for birdie. That's a W. George W. Bush there. 21 feet, methinks. Oh, so close. So close. Didn't quite get the distance down. Hopefully this is the harder of the two courses. But I'll have to do some research tonight when I'm laying in bed doom scrolling. Looking for content for my fans. Let's see here. You're like, joke's on you, bitch, you don't have any fans. Ooh, ooh. I do have another story for you guys from my commute to work this morning. What is going to happen here? What the hell did we hit? Did we hit a mushroom? Guys, I don't know what we bounced off of. GSPro doesn't know what it's doing either. It's like your fucking drunk aunt. Let's check the colliders because now I'm scared. So we certainly do need to get this ball in the air. I would say there's a better than 50-50 chance that we're going to have some strange interaction with this bush in front of us, because the colliders were not done correctly. Let's find out together. Maybe I can get enough loft here. Let's go on this adventure together. Other than the ball going too far right, I think that's a lovely shot. I think that's simply a lovely shot. Is it still rolling? Let's go ahead and hit the space bar. Okay, nasty. Nasty putt. Let's go up here. 60 plus 24 plus 11. 36. So 96-foot putt. It's for birdie, so we should be hopefully fine. Oh! You guys, we are fucked. Okay, we're taking a bogey on this hole. 15 feet. I'm not one of those guys that's going to sit and triangulate a putt for 5 minutes because I think in some fucking parallel universe I can make it. Not me. Not me, bruh. Maybe later. Let's check out our next shitty TikTok. Please don't pay too much attention to this woman's chest, but let's see what she has to say. I don't understand what she's saying. She says, reminder for those who need it, you're not failing because you work a 9 to 5. I'm sorry you can't see that, but it does say 9 to 5. Did somebody say that people that are working a 9 to 5 are failing? I work a 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. I'm doing pretty all right. Did I miss something? Is working a 9 to 5 considered a failure? My wife works a 9 to 5. She's a lovely woman. She makes really great money. I don't know, guys. I do not know. Wasatch Mountain. So Some of these holes look familiar, but I'm almost positive I've never played here. I've played at Soldier Hollow Gold, which I think is near these courses. You take the same route up through the mountains to get to them, but I don't think I've ever played them. That can be researched for a later date. That is not coming back around. We might be playing from an adjacent. We're not playing from an adjacent anything. We're just fucked. There's a big tree right in front of us. Beautiful drive, 325 yards. It's just 325 yards might as well be 25 yards if you're going into nowhere. Let's see if we can get out of here. I'm not too big of a man to play an adjacent fairway. If it wasn't allowed, they wouldn't let you do it, right? But what I kind of want to do is just, because this is a video game, I'm just going to hit this ball. I'm going to beat it like it owes me money, and hopefully we don't hit too many trees. It's a video game, guys. I wouldn't do this in real life. Okay? Don't be mad at me. Don't hit that shit. Oh my God. Who put that cart path there? I'm calling the authorities. Guys, friendly reminder, if you work a 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with you. Also, don't think I can get there with that wedge. So we got to go 56, 54, 56, 54. But we're going at a just regular rough, so I'm actually not real sure what to do here. I would say that was a good shot. Considering the shot you would have made out of that lie in real life would have been fucking laughable at best. Can you imagine standing up on that hill, your buddies are looking at you like, dude, come on, hit your shot. Get in the hole. Get in there. Yeah, yeah, yes. Hell yes. 17th hole, we're 8 over. Oh joy, we're 8 over. Mortgage mat is 9 over after 10 holes. We need to hit about 180 yards to get to the front of this green. 180 yards to get to the front of the green. I'm not hitting a 1-iron GS Pro. Jesus Christ. What were you thinking? Oh, don't go in the bunker. That was such a good shot. Sit. Good shot, guys. That was maybe too much club. We may have been able to get away with a 4 or a 5-iron there. Oh, that sucks. Let me take a look at our numbers here. That's the green side bunker. We should have lost about 50% power. 23. We lost a little less than 50% power, but we're putting for par, and that was only the objective, right? We should be near the pin here. 10 feet, 11, 10, 10 feet. No feel, zero feel. There's another bogey. Guys, this round has had some ups and downs. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's had some ups and downs, but it's been fine. We're on 18. We're doing all right. Let's get this ball down the fairway. We're down 12 yards. I cannot get over there. I would love to cheat and hit over to the tip of this other fairway or the fat part of this fairway, but that's not, I wouldn't say, exactly how the game of golf is supposed to be played. So we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that, guys. Any of you guys watch that Jimmy Tropicana dude on YouTube? That is an interesting character. I enjoy his content. You can see I play a fadey thing. Power, fade, slice thing. Let's see how many more TikToks we have left. I got to ration them. We already saw old Big Tits here say that a 9 to 5 doesn't mean you're failing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we got 5 more. What do you guys think of this? Beautiful clubs. Beautiful clubs. Oh my God, they're beautiful. One through pitching wedge. Guys, we'll save the TikToks for the next round. Man, those are pretty. And they only cost me an arm and a leg. That's all. That's all. And then if you guys haven't re-gripped your clubs in a while, you may have forgotten how goddamn expensive that little endeavor is. I try to get my grips off of eBay in bulk, but I was impatient and just got my stuff from the local golf store. Fade, you bitch. Oh, beautiful shot. We're going to end up pin high. Putting for par. Putting for par. Or putting for birdie. Holy piss. This is a par 4. You guys, I have the attention span of a goldfish. Welcome to the live stream. I don't know, 17 feet or something. Get in there! All right, that concludes the round. I think we finished 9 or 10 over. Who the piss knows? Okay, we shot an 80. I'll take it. Had a couple of rough holes, guys. We had a triple bogey followed by a double bogey. Everything else was a single. Let's look at stats. Longest drive was 337. Best ball speed was 156. These are drastically different numbers than the Yamaha Persimmon and the Ping i2 One Wood. Drastically different numbers, even though we were hitting downhill and we're at altitude. So you can take some of this with a grain of salt. I'd say you could take 10% off of this. So take 10% off of the average and you're down to like 250 something. And it's still, I'm still fine with that. All right, let's see what we're gonna play next. And we'll mix in some shitty TikToks. What do we got? What do we got? We got D-Lud, we got No Pros. I really like D-Lud's content. Let's play this. Nania winner week 17. I don't know what that means. Okay, it's the name of the golf course. Nania Golf Club. I don't know where that is. I should have done some homework, but I didn't. 6,600 yard tees. Hopefully we can get off the tee box. 4-foot gimmies. Firm fairways, normal greens. 1,100 feet above sea level. 11 stimp, breezy wind. Let's rock and roll. This is D-Lud's League for, I don't know, it's Wednesday the 4th of February 2026. Wednesday. You guys, I thought I was going to have a pretty rough week. Didn't end up being rough. We're past the midpoint. What's up, Aussie? Aussie says, sunglasses emoji guy with a thumbs up. Same to you, sir. Same to you. Namaste. I'm assuming the first hole is a par 4 or a par 5. What are you up to, Aussie? What are you up to? Crushing it, licks and nibbles. If you got anything you want to put in the chat, just make sure it's not illegal, immoral, or indecent, and we can probably talk about it. If you're listening to this in the background because you're at work, don't say anything. Just get back to work. All right, do we have tree-lined fairways? Do we have great big open fairways? What do we have in store for us today? Okay, we got some Bandon Dune size fairways here. Let's go right here, assuming we're nursing the same slice. That ball took a minute to pop into the environment and then it went left. And those are rocks. Those are rocks. I'm going to play it as it lies because I'm a jackass and I don't want to lose a stroke. We do have some colliders. We're hitting out of the deep. Guys, let's hope that doesn't happen too many more times, but I can't guarantee anything. If I could guarantee where I could hit the ball, you wouldn't be watching this shit. You'd be watching me play on the PGA Tour, right? Plain and simple. 62 yards. Let's hit the Vokey 54-degree wedge here, but we're going to have to give it some pace. I'd say we could have hit much worse shots than that. I'm sure you'll agree. Not too bad there. We're putting for birdie. That's all you can really ask for, which means we should get out of here with a parski. I think we're playing 11 stimp greens. We need to hit about 20 feet. That would have never gone in the hole because we didn't hit it hard enough. Licks and Nibbles says he's lurking while washing the dishes. Good on you for washing dishes. I had a story for you guys and I never told you the story. So I'm driving to work this morning. It's dark because it's winter, right? Obviously in the northern hemisphere. And if you guys are familiar with those lanes, well, in America, you'll see a white sign with black lettering that says, "This lane is ending soon. You must turn right." In places in the world where you drive on the other side of the road, I'm assuming it'd say you must turn left. So it's a 2-lane. We're on a 2-lane, and there's me, and then there's this dude in a fucking F-150 pickup, gray. And I'm thinking to myself, most of the places most people need to go are going to be to the left. So either this guy doesn't know that he needs to merge left, or he is indeed needing to go right. I don't know at this point, but I have a hunch he needs to be in the lane that I am in because he's turning over toward the Air Force Base or where I work over at the place I work. So sure as shit, this lane's about to run out, and he's not quite behind me, but he's behind me. And so he speeds up. He speeds up and cuts me off just before the lane ends. And normally it doesn't bother me, but for some reason today I was like, fuck it, I'm going to fucking jail for assault. So I put on my high beams, so hopefully they're flashing in this dude's mirror and blinding him, and he knows that I'm pissed off. But I was like, fuck it, we're going to jail today, dude. I'm going to jail. So I got my high beams on. You guys, I'm not normally like this, so don't get any weird fucking ideas. I'm not normally like this. I am angry here in the simulator, but in real life, I keep it pretty fucking cool. I got my high beams on, and I'm letting this guy know that I'm not pleased with what he did. And stand by, stand by. Hopefully that comes back, or we're going to be taking another drop. He keeps on making the same turns that I'm making, and I'm starting to wonder if we both work at the same place. So sure as shit, we keep making the same turns over and over and over. I've got my high beams turned off. I only left them on for like 10 or 15 seconds. But I'm following him probably closer than I need to. And sure as shit, this dude goes into the same parking lot at the same place I work. But it's a big campus, so it's not like we would have to awkwardly look at each other in the parking lot. But he turns to go to a different part of the parking lot, and I keep going. But I had basically decided that I was fucking going to jail today. Like this dude clearly knew where he was going, that he needed to be in the left lane. And I don't know if he was fucking playing on his phone or whatever, but he waited till the last second to get over and cut my dumb ass off. And I know this probably happened to everybody twice this week, so I'm not saying I'm special, but it just pissed me off, dude. I was ready to go to jail. I was going to straight whoop this fucking dude's ass in the parking lot. Either that or he was concealed carrying and he would have shot me. Either way, somebody's going to jail. Maybe somebody's going to the morgue, right? Oh, no. Ah, that fucking sucks. What a genuine opportunity that'd have been for a par. Anyway, that's the only other story I had. Was definitely looking at spending the day in jail. The night, whatever it would have been. Guys, I don't know how it works. When you're at a golf course where you're hitting 10, 12, 20 yards down on off of every tee, it's like walking uphill both ways to school. I don't understand it. That's going to go right. My club face was open. I came across that. Did not bring my drink out here with me. Not a bad shot, guys. We lost a lot of power from the slice. It's 43 yards offline to the right, which is obviously a pretty dog shit shot. And the wind was helping us too. There we go. You're on the excuse train. Grab a ticket. All aboard. 170 something into a 10-mile-an-hour wind. I'd say we need to hit this ball pretty goddamn hard. Good shot. There's no two ways about it. That was a good shot. Should have aimed a little more to the right, but coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? Let's see if we can get up on the green and be putting for par. 26 yards, and then I owe you guys a TikTok. We will be putting for par, but that is probably the thick and thin of it. That ball came in pretty hot. 12-footer, 13-footer. I'll see if I can make it. It's important that we stay in the circle though. Decent putt. I believe that's 2 bogeys in a row. One of them was avoidable, one of them was not. Licks and Nibbles says he lives in Kentucky now from Seattle. KY is Kentucky, but it's a little Y. It's open carry here. I have to learn to keep my... He says he has to learn to keep his composure due to the fact that people cannot drive here. At least it's open carry. So if you see this dude, packing a sidearm, maybe when you guys both get out of your truck to hash it out, you are a little bit smarter with what you say, huh? Licks and Nibbles says, on a side note, when I moved here, my insurance was $35. They changed it to $105, stating that Kentucky drivers cannot drive. There you go, baby. One of my coworkers, an engineer I work with, is from Kentucky. And it's funny because he can turn his accent on and off depending on who he's talking to. Like, no shit, he's good at it. He said he had to learn to speak without the draw or whatever it's called to get through college. These grips are so tacky. Oh yeah, TikTok. Let's see what the next artard's gonna say. Oh, here's another woman talking about a man. It's Deja Lapari. If you guys know her. We all make mistakes. Be with someone who doesn't make something. Whatever. Some men will carry you when your feet hurt. Okay, let's go ahead and be done with that view. Some men will carry you when your feet hurt, and some will just stand there like, I warned you about those heels. Choose the one who lifts you, not the one who lectures you. You guys, I think it's not that, I don't think it's quite that cut and dry. I don't think it's quite that black and white. My wife tells me I'm doing stupid stuff all the time. I tell her she's doing stupid stuff all the time. Hey, that's not a good idea. Hey, you might want to reconsider that. But it doesn't have to be one or the other. In this case, if my wife wore shoes that hurt her, which I realize is not exactly really what happened, it's just kind of a, I don't know, what is it? Whatever. I would also help her up or carry her where she needed to be. But it's, right, all TikTok is likes, clicks, and affirmation. I get that. I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. Well, I am kind of stupid. But these people want this, like, they want it to be so polarized. Like, all men do this or all men do that. It's like, no, that's not the case. There's plenty of fucking places in between those two, you know, those two stations. I don't understand it. 3-wood here, folks. That ball should have gone real far. With a 6-mile-an-hour tailwind. Okay, we lost 10 yards of carry with a tailwind. Whatever. I should have hit driver off the deck or hit a 1-iron or something. Maybe I'm the dumb one. Too short. That's way too short, guys. That was fucking pathetic at best. 21 carry. It only took a yard of carry from us, so I'm shooting myself in the foot with a small caliber weapon here, per the usual. Maybe we can make this putt. We're putting for par. That's all that matters. I might be able to actually make this putt. Dumb asshole. Ooh, guys, barely. Aussie says he's listening at work and that I'm a legend, with a lot of emojis. He always says that. I am nothing of the sort. But I appreciate you. You're a real confidence booster. A real confidence booster, sir. Let's hit a golf ball with the driver. Is that through the fairway? 282. We're in regular rough. It shouldn't get us too bad. The lie is what will get us. 15 down, 3 to the left. You guys, this is a tough lie. Not necessarily in GS Pro, but it will be a tough lie in real life. And I wish I'd have hit it a little shorter. There she goes. So we get to do it again. Just fucking stop. Aren't we on normal greens? Why is everything rolling so much? Jesus Christ. Hey, for golf's sake, how are you, sir? 12-footer. 12-footer with this ping answer manganese something. Can you see it? And I've got the Ping Pal 4 beryllium copper putter coming in the mail. Oh no. Oh no. How you doing for golf's sake? 5-footer. All right, guys, we really got to get off this bogey train. It's quite embarrassing and I don't like it. Guys, we got people that are 7 under par here. It would take a fucking Christmas miracle for me to get 7 under par. I'm not of the proper handicap. I'm not of the proper handy. I'm not of the proper handiwork. Good drive through the fairway. Uh, 220 out of the rough. Tons of bunkers up there, guys. Let's use a little bit of course management here and not go over there. Thanks, Aussie. Aussie says good drive, to which I say thank you, sir. So if we've got to go 220, it's telling us to use the Ping I2 beryllium copper 3 iron. I know I need to go with more club than that. So I'm just going to hit a 1 iron. We're going uphill 20 yards out of the rough. We just need more club. And I also need to learn how to golf, if someone can help me with that. You son of a bitch. Guys, that was a pretty well struck ball. It should have gone 193 carry. We lost 40 yards of carry. Right, we were hitting uphill though, like we can't get too mad at it. Just sometimes you just suck at golf and you need to like get with it. Get with the program. Everything's going to be fine. Where'd my ball go? Gol darn it. Gol darn it. Okay, we're putting for bird. I could feasibly make this shot. 13-footer. Get in the hole. Fuck. Get in the hole. Get in the hole. All right, we're holding strong. 3 over after 6. We're not going to catch these people. We're not going to catch these people. In fact, we're probably going to be in this fairway bunker. The fact that I'm saying that, and that is a feasible outcome, and I'm not doing anything about it, is kind of disappointing. Go! Damn, that was almost to the other fairway. That was a fucking good shot, guys. Especially since we're only like 1,000 feet above sea level. That's pretty good for your boy here. I'm not gonna hit that. I will hit this. .116. Dreadfully short shot, but we're putting for birdie, and that's all that matters. Putting for birdie, you're probably walking out of here with a par. Go, move on with your life, go forth and do good things. This is gonna break like a son of a bitch, so you need to plan for it. This is gonna break quite badly. Like quite badly. 20-foot putt that's going to break so hard. Here we go. Oh my God! Come on, man. Get in the fucking hole. For golf's sake says he's good. He's turned me into a massive Ping fanboy. You ain't wrong, boss. You ain't wrong. Yeah. I'm enjoying them. What is this? That's weird. So, are you guys seeing this? Do you see the little crosshair next to my... Do you see the crosshair next to this blue dot? What is that? That's really weird. Does that have something to do with windage? And that's super weird. So let's say with an 8-mile-an-hour crosswind, it's saying we need to aim, if we aim right there, we'll be on the pin? No, because we're aiming too far to the left. I have no idea what that means. I'm sure it's just something they didn't know was there. Is it Dark Stabs? Welcome to the chat. We appreciate you. Dark says, do you find playing on the sim has helped your game? It has. Me and a couple of my friends all kind of started taking golf a lot more seriously last year. And those of us who hit golf balls outside the golf course, say in a sim or on a driving range, we typically play a lot better than those guys who only play when they're on the golf course. So I would say the fact that I can hit a golf ball rain, shine, summer, winter has really helped my game a lot. But we've got a long ways to go, naturally. It never ends. That felt not pure, but it's going to be pin high, and we got a really lucky bounce. And we're what, 21 feet away here. Hope that answers your question. I typically outplay better than the people I play with who only play on the golf course. I'd say is the short, sweet elevator spiel, right? Let's just hit this like 17 feet and keep it in the circle. That was a little bit limp. We're a little limp there, little limp dick. It's almost time for dinner. We got to get through this round. I owe you guys a shitty TikTok. For golf's sake, most of these guys in the chat already saw this, but I'll show you. Here are those irons after I hit them with some vinegar and salt. I didn't use any Tarnex or nothing. You can see there's a lot of micro scratches, but I think they look really good. That's what they looked like before. I almost like them better with the patina. But they don't look too bad. Just absolutely gorgeous irons. It's going to take a Christmas miracle for me to stop using these. And if anybody knows what that crosshair in the on GS Pro is, that would be really nice. This one's no good. All right, you guys are probably going to think I'm a fucking asshole for what I'm about to say. This lady's name is Caddie's Corner. She says it's never just the cup, it's the mental load, the invisible labor, blah, 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 blah. She's basically saying nobody appreciates her, blah, 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 blah. She says the truth is moms don't need more self-care. They need more people to stop acting surprised when the woman juggling 493 emotional tasks a day finally loses it over a cup in the sink. I'm guessing she didn't leave the cup in the sink and she is referencing her significant other, but I'm not going to jump to that conclusion. You guys, I'm really about accountability, and this woman's got at least 2 children. Looks like a lovely young family, but you did this to yourself. You chose to have children. You made that decision. Hopefully the man in your life that contributed the sperm for those children is helping out equally. But I can't really feel bad for somebody who put themselves in a situation. It sucks. Being a parent is hard, or so I've heard. I don't have any children. But griping about a situation you put yourself in, I just can't really have much sympathy for you. I do feel empathetic toward you. I understand that that's one of the hardest jobs on the planet. But at the same time, like you chose to do that. You and your sperm donor, whether it's your boyfriend or your husband or whatever, you guys chose to do that. So saying you're doing all this invisible labor and seeing a cup in the sink throws you over the top. Maybe you need to take the kiddos and leave them with their grandparents for the while. I don't know, but you need to take a break, it sounds like. Dark Stabs, if you have any more questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer them. I may not necessarily be the best qualified person to answer them, but if you haven't noticed already, I love to hear myself talk, so I'll make some shit up if I have to. Good deal? Let's get up on this green. I need you to fade and be a lot shorter than that. Come back. For golf's sake, says he loves this course. Where is it located? I didn't do any sleuth work on it. Guys, in real life, I'm going to putt this off the fairway, so that's what I'm going to do here. These gimme circles I wouldn't say are very big, but we'll get the ball as close as we can. It's quite downhill. It's probably going to break a little more than I think it is. We only need to hit it like, I don't know, 15, 16, 17 feet of feel. Look at that thing wander. It's a wanderer. All right, we're not doing too bad, guys. Well, there's just another shitty TikTok in a couple of holes. This is a 383-yard par 4, 10th hole. I don't think I'm going to get it up there, and it bottlenecks right about where my drive would land. So what I'm going to do is take an iron or a 3-wood off the tee, and we'll worry about covering the rest of the distance in some other way. I can't justify possibly landing in the zone there. For golf's sake, says he doesn't know what course it is. He just likes all courses that don't have any trees. Amen, brother. I love it. I love it. All right, nice little safe shot into the fairway. That was the Ping G433 wood there, and it's still going, if you can believe that. Very nice shot. We got 118 into a headwind. 118 into a headwind, and I don't really want to be short. It's a good shot, but it's wandering over toward that bunker. And it seems like these beryllium coppers are slightly hotter, although I think they're higher lofted. They just feel kind of a little bit hotter than the stainless, the steel ones do. Slightly hotter. Roll. All right, we're going to have a right to left brake here. I think we might be able to get in here and save par. We'll put her right there, 5-footer. This putter is a far cry from the Lab DF3. Far cry. Everything about it is different than the Lab. You can see these two. Like, we're talking bare bones technology here. We do have a slot in the face, but the Lab is this precision machined hunk of, I'm assuming, aluminum or some other alloy. It's just two very different putters. And I'm not entirely sure from my time with the two of them that the cost delta between the Lab and this Answer putter, I don't know what it retailed for in its heyday. I don't see that much of a difference. Maybe it saves you a stroke or two here or there, but you could save a stroke or two here or there by just practicing putting more often, right? I don't know, guys. There's definitely a difference in driver and wood technology from between now and back in the 90s. 100%, no questions asked. But I don't think there's that much of a difference in irons and putter tech. Okay, good shot. We should be able to, well, this is probably going to be severely downhill. We should be able to hopefully get a Parsky. It's a little downhill. We need to hit about a 26-foot putt. I'm just going to leave it in the cup, and hopefully we put this ball in the cup with it. Yes. Hell yes, dude. Thanks, Ping. Ping. Ping, ping, ping. What do we got here? I owe you a TikTok. I think we're running out of them, though, boys and girls. Let's face it, it's probably boys. Okay, we got two more. Oh, you son of a bitch. Guys, we're going to have to scoot. I'm late for dinner. This is Inner Alchemy with Jen. She says, change his contact name to heart, 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 and every time he makes a mistake, remove a heart until he's out of lives. No more wasting time in 2026. So what this gal is saying is that she is of such high value with all of her tattoos and piercings and shitty attitude that this guy gets 4 hearts, and when they're all gone, he's gone, and she's going to find some other fucking guy to terrorize. Lady, that's not how shit works. That's not how shit works. Unless you just like getting plowed through by guy after guy after guy after guy because they only get to make 4 mistakes before they're gone. At which point in time that is little to none of my fucking business. It's just these people, they think relationships are this like polarized stereotype thing that can just be like put into a container, and it's not how it is. Which probably explains why the divorce rate's so high, at least in the United States, and explains why people can't stay together. Gotta let Mama know I'm gonna be late for dinner. I'm sure she doesn't care. because she's awesome. All right, guys, we're just going to try to hit into this fairway. I'm going to hit driver. It's a little narrow up there, and hopefully we don't hit anything too far offline and hit, I think they're lava rocks or something up there. It's kind of like Black Desert Golf Course or Golf Club, Utah. But we do have some wind blowing to the right, which is going to accentuate the slice. Let's just do our best here. That is going left, not right. Let's see how bad a shape we're in here. Well, we're fine. Guys, sometimes when you're trying not to slice, you're going to hit a ball straight to the left. It's a good thing. Don't get too mad about it. It's actually a really good thing. Okay, we need to go 200 yards. It's saying to hit a 3-iron out of the rough. I'll oblige. What the fuck was that? Guys, let's take a look at this replay as much as I don't want to. We're obviously going to play it as it lies. Check out this replay. Check out the replay. We hit nothing. That ricocheted off of nothing. Ricocheted off of midair. So thank you, GS Pro. Fine job. Exit replay. Fucking trashware. Okay, we should be fine to get out of here. LOL. Damn. Come on. Come on. 81 yards out of deep. So we need to give this a bit of a walloping. We do have a tailwind. Guys, that shit pisses me off so much. It's not like I'm competing for the top spot. But say you were one of those guys that was up near the top and you were, you know, a stroke away from maybe winning. That would just piss me off to no end, dude. And then we got this shitty shot out of that lie. So it's effectively cost us, I would say, at least a stroke. Yeah, we're not getting out of here unless we get to the pin. We're getting a double. Sit. All right, here we go. Enough dicking off, GS Pro. Fucking garbage software, dude. 490 yard par 5. Let's see if we can get rid of maybe 250, 260 of that here. Maybe be on the green near the pin within 3. But if we're putting for par, I'm happy. I'm happy about it. Not a great lie. We got 200 yards to go, it looks like. 280 yard drive. So we're hitting out of rough and we need to go about 215 with a tailwind. I'm thinking we just hit a 3-wood up here in this general direction because we've got a lot of relief on the right. We're in a slightly uphill lie, so I think we can get some loft out of here. Okay, we're going to need that relief on the right too. Sit. You guys, when you're able to get off the fucking tee, golf becomes a lot easier. That's why I had to hang up that persimmon and I had to hang up those woods. I'm not talented enough. I don't have the swing speed to get off the tee with those clubs. I'm just going to be a slave to the technology like everybody else. Oh no. Guys, I duffed my chip shot. Luckily, we were almost on in 2. So, we make this, it's a birdie. We don't make it, it's a par. We move on with our lives. 25-footer. That's a little hot. Hopefully it stays. All right, we're fine. What do we got here? 239 to the pin, but it's playing 260. So we need to hit over here. We got some wind, and I'm just gonna hit the 3-wood. It's a par 4. There's no need to get cute with it. We caught too much turf there. I was going to say, I don't know where that's going to go once it hits that lava rock or whatever it is up there. The ball would have gone 200 carry in the lab software, 180 carry in GS Pro. I don't know what the disparity is. I barely care anymore. I'm getting off the tee and that's all I care about. Those shots are a whole lot sexier when you land before the pin and roll them up to the pin. When you land on the pin or slightly past the pin, it just makes you look like a dirty rookie. All right, 14-footer, let's call it that. That might be a little hot. Why didn't it pick that up? That's no good. Did we lose connection? No. It got that one though, so maybe that putt was too good. We'll read the last TikTok on 16. 230, it's 370, 350 to the pin. Obviously that's not happening. And we've got a choke point here at, let's hit a 3-wood. And hopefully it's controlled enough to not go in the hazard. That should be just fine. That She's still going, huh? At least we're rolling to flat ground. Guys, that's better than being on a really shitty side hill lie. This needs to go about 100 yards out of the fairway. I'm going to aim right there. That's going to be short, guys. Go up, get up, go, go, go. What do we got here? We got a yard or two of fairway. I'm going to putt this because I am a mid to high handicap golfer and the ball could go anywhere. So 50 something feet. We might be able to make this putt. That wasn't bad. There was certainly some strange interaction between the fairway and the green. Nothing that I haven't griped about ad nauseum. Sixteenth hole. Let's look at our final TikTok of the night, and then I got to get in the house. I don't think we're connected to the Lonely Screen app anymore. Are we connected to the internet? I love how my phone just connects to whatever fucking internet connection is available. Piece of shit. I'm honestly surprised this phone even still works. I've been limping this phone along for quite a while. I think it's like an iPhone 11 something. It's kind of crazy. Okay, we already heard from old fuckface here. Let's check out the last one. This gal's doing her makeup. Why would you set your phone up so that you could put lip gloss on? You guys, I don't understand people. Lavissa. Is this cute? This is cute. Relatable. FYP. She says, you know what's hot? When your boyfriend starts to change the little things you don't like because he understands the concept of happy wife, happy life. You're not his wife because he's your fucking boyfriend. We'll just let that one go. But I don't believe in people changing themselves to please others. Now, if you're on crack cocaine and you're thinking about quitting, that's probably a solid idea. But if you're changing shit just so this girl likes you more, I don't believe in that. And I don't believe women should change for men either. You are who you are, and that person loves you for who you are, or you fucking find somebody who does. You know what's hot? When this guy changes everything about himself because I don't like him. All right, Lavissa, you fucking twat waffle. Guys, we're looking at another 3-wood shot here. That's just how it is and how it goes. We do have, I'm aimed to the left and we have some wind blowing to the left, so maybe not the greatest idea. We'll go over a little more. For golf's sake says he bought a non-ping club. What club is that, sir? Do tell. Inquiring minds want to know. We're leaving the fairway. I'm sorry, but we're leaving the fairway. That sucks. Good shot, though. We've got a little bit of a situation here, a situation ship, if you will. 107 out of the rough, out of a weird lie. I'm tempted to add some extra club here just to give us an extra little bit of insurance. It was not supposed to go to the left. God damn it. I hit it left. That was my fault. Let's see if I can chip up here like an adult. Stop. 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 Please stop. Okay, we're taking a bogey here, folks. 11 feet playing 13. It's breaking. Maybe I can get it in the hole. Oh! All right, so that's two unnecessary bogeys in this round. We're 4 over after 16. For golf's sake says he was hitting his ping G400 max 10.5 degree set to 9.5 degree and was hitting way too high with high spin. So he bought a Gen 4 PXG 0811X low spin 7.5 degree. He loves it, low spin and low ball flight. Let me take a look at that bad boy. I can't believe it can go to 6 degrees, dude. That is nuts. Is this it? Oh, get out of here. Fuck. No. I mean, it's a good looking club. 10.5 degree, set to 9.5. So he bought the Gen 4 PXG 0811X, which is obviously much lower lofted than this, maybe by a degree or two. It's a good looking club. I know PXG gets a lot of heat on the internet for some reason. He says, for golf's sake, says he's playing it at 7.5 degrees. That's batshit crazy. It almost looks like a mini driver. All right, guys, this is 204 playing 180 with a headwind. So I'm going to try to hit about a 190-yard shot. What's my 190 club? Let's hit the 3-iron, and hopefully the wind doesn't knock it down too much. I towed it. It's fucking gone, dude. Oh, you guys, I will never give up on these long irons. Do I wish I could get a mulligan on that? Hell yes. It was a fucking trash shot through and through. Let's get up on the green here. We're hitting out of the deep rough. and we need to go 50-ish yards. So I would say we need to hit about 60 to 65 yards of feel. Ball's going to want to go left. Let's aim a smidge right. 60 yards of feel. I'll take that. We can putt. We'll take that. We're putting for par, which means we're going to get a bogey. But that shot was so far offline and it was in such a bad lie, we didn't necessarily have too much of a choice. Let's go 20 feet of feel. Get your ass over there. All right, guys, not a fan of the bogeys, but I wouldn't say this course has been easy. I would say we've had a lot of luck with the driver and the 3-wood off the tee, though. I immediately want to use this fairway to get over there, but I know that's not the intention of the golf course. You can see that they've got 18 here, although we are into a headwind. It's downhill about 25 yards, and if you really get a hold of the ball, you could easily smash one. Maybe your furthest drive of the day. Really unlucky bounce there, guys. Really unlucky bounce. Good shot, though. We'll play it as it lies. Remember, we hit a collider that one time, so there's really no guarantee we're going to get out of here alive. I know I need to hit 180 out of the deep into a headwind, though, which is going to end up being a pretty tall order. I would say probably don't expect this to get where it needs to go, but it's a par 5. We'll just make sure we're hitting center mass up here. Let's hit the 3-iron. And you saw that fucking ball fall out of the air like a plane that just lost both engines. That's how GSPro does the power loss, I would say. Good shot. In real life, that'd have gone about 175 carry, 198 total. And that's a 3-iron, so that's going to hit about as far as a modern 4-iron, give or take. So don't make fun of me too much. Sit. Yes. What a way to end the round, guys. Okay, 73, par 73, we scored 77. You can see we had some bogeys and some birdies and a lot of pars. Longest drive was 306, 150 ball speed. We hit 50% greens in regulation and only 33% fairways. I thought we did a little better than that. The only thing that I really don't like about this round, other than how long it took to play because I'm late for dinner, is this 6 bogeys. I wish we could have maybe had a few fewer bogeys, but I think we gave 2 of them to ourselves, so maybe we would have only had about 4 bogeys, which would have given us 12 pars and 2 birdies. So not a bad round, guys. I don't have any more TikToks for you. For golf's sake, said he had to go. Yes, sir. I appreciate you guys stopping in. I'm gonna look at that. PXG Club tonight. I'm sure it's $700, but you guys, this has been a Turbo Talon Golf production. It's been a pleasure having you guys in the chat. A couple of good rounds here. We will see you probably tomorrow. I'm out. Later.